Indiana Jones. It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. The Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute, the podcast where we get to the heart of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom 1 minute at a time. I'm Tom Taylor.
I'm all right, kid. And I'm also Pete Bummer.
I'm Jerry Porter.
And we are excited to be joined once more by our old friend Jamie Benning of Filmumentary fame. Welcome back, Jamie.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We're sorry to have you stuck in this Temple of Doom for so long, but it's been fun, so we're making the best of it. Minute 85 is what we're here to talk about, and that begins with Indy holding Shorty over a lava pit and telling him he's all right, and it ends with Indy struggling to bring Willie back up in the cage.
At the very, very, very beginning of this minute, when Indy, it's super intense. Indy's holding on to Shorty, and if you listen, there's like this operatic caterwaul that goes on. There's like the Temple of Doom drums that are getting like increasingly, faster and faster and faster. And there's this thing that's like, I don't know what it is. Did you guys hear that?
I think it's Willie, isn't it? That
sounds like
honestly,
it's
I think
Willie
it's screaming.
Well, you know what? That's fine. At least it's a different scream. A+. Let's have an industrious bell.
The camera pans round and there's Slash just stood there going.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Is it a guitar? Or is it like
I honestly
human
think it's
voice?
Willie. I think it's Willie screaming. I don't know. Am I alone?
I think it is
don't
too.
know.
Now that I listen to it, I think you're right, Tom. I think it is
Okay.
Willie. Yeah.
There are some pretty dodgy sound editing points later on in this scene, actually, that I'm going to point out.
Oh, okay.
Some
All right.
strange soundscape in this minute.
I mean, it works. It fits the timbre of the scene. I mean, it's one of the most intense pivot points in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the flapestries look like Slash, so maybe there's like a tie in there.
That's totally. I couldn't place it, but no, thank you, Tommy.
Sure.
In the opening seconds, though, just as you thought Short Round's expression couldn't get any better, it just gets unbelievable.
Yeah.
I like after and Indy does that wink at him, and Shorty's just like, what? Like, it takes him a minute to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Do you mean that wink or those winks?
Yeah,
Can't wink.
that wink is tough. They could have done like take 2 or 3 on that wink, maybe.
Is it a quote of Willie Scott's wink to begin the movie?
Oh, well, she did a much better
absolutely.
one. Hers was
Yeah,
really pronounced
absolutely.
and solid.
Yeah, but it
Which-
looks like
yes.
he was trying to channel that.
Yeah,
She's
because he does
you know-
a really exaggerated wink, but then like his other eye gets into it too. So it's not like it's not a solid wink.
It's like a kid trying to wink for the first time, yeah.
Yeah. It's like if you can't do it, just don't do it. It's better if you just give it a little nod or a smile or something. I don't
Maybe
know.
that's why like Shorty is so perplexed.
Yeah.
Shorty's
Like,
face
He's
is...
all right. Wait, there's a wink, but then there's a side wink, like an
Coming on to me,
alternate.
Dr. Jones. What's going on?
Yeah, like which wink am I supposed to pay attention to?
Yeah.
Like,
You're hanging me over this pit of lava and you can't even wink?
Are you sure you're all right?
you do well. That's why it's important. You need to be a professional winker, especially if the pivot of the movie is, the pivot point in the movie is relying upon a wink.
Yeah. We don't need a ambiguous wink right now. We need a really solid I'm all right wink. But then that moment, like right after that, when like he yanks Shorty back and they go immediately into, the perfect synchronization of Indy's first punch and Shorty's first kick. That's actually kind of, like if that was like a splash page from a comic book, that'd be really awesome.
Yeah.
Just the two of them in full like punch kick mode.
I love Shorty goes right for the Sankara stones too.
He does. He gets two in
really?
one shot.
No,
He's got two of the
wait.
Shankara stones.
He kicks the
Oh,
guard.
you mean Pete? Well, you're never crude. It's like, oh, he goes over to the Sankara stone.
Oh, that's I didn't realize that. I have to watch the minute again. Confused.
Well, my note for this it was inspired by you, Tommy, which is just Summer of '84. That's just basically what this entire, it's like, I'm all right, kid, and then the theme comes in, and then there's punching,
Right.
and guys getting kicked, and there's karate kicks, and it's like, yeah, the whole thing is just like,
I'm a kid. I'm kicking people in the stones.
Yeah, it's literally like, oh, it's June 28th.
School's out for summer.
That's all I could think of. Oh God.
There's a very, very small book that should be published. It's called Asian People in 80s Movies That Don't Do Kung Fu.
Oh jeez.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think have we touched on that? We have a little bit, haven't we? Like, does he have to know kung fu because he's an Asian kid from the streets of Shanghai? Does it just follow naturally? Like, I don't know.
Well, you mean, as opposed it would have been, if he was like an expert fencer.
Right.
Something like,
Or just like a street fighter, just like a boxer, just like bare knuckle beating people
well,
up.
he's
like,
7. He's 7.
I know, but I mean, it's almost
not gonna
even
be an
more to the
expert at
point. Like,
anything.
if
he's
he's
got- he's
starving in the
obviously-
streets, when did he have time to learn kung fu?
And he's obviously taking classes because if you look at his hands, like the way he holds his hands, he's got perfect form, and he's
Yeah.
Actually,
There's a good
what's
flying
really,
kick form
really
there, yeah.
interesting here? If you look at second 7, they show Shorty kick a Thuggee. And then if you look at second 8, they show Shorty kick another Thuggee. But what's weird is it looks like it's the exact same shot taken from another angle.
I was thinking that too.
It
Did
does.
you notice that?
I didn't notice
Yeah,
that.
I almost guarantee it is the same shot.
Yeah.
Just from
it's
another
like,
angle.
It's
Because
like
Indy's in the same location and
the
everything.
exact same
Right.
kick.
It's the same pose, yeah.
Yeah, same pose. He does the same thing with his arms and the same thing with his. It's the same kick, but they just
Yeah.
show it twice from 2 different angles.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's a bit of a Jackie Chan thing, He used to do that Jackie Chan used to do that in his early movies. He would repeat the impact of a punch
Yeah.
or
Oh,
a
yeah,
kick
yeah.
before the edit, rather than what they do in Hollywood, which is to cut on the punch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They do that in James Bond movies a lot, don't they? They kind of like the very impact is missing from the punch or something. Am I making that up? I feel like I've seen that.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it supposed to look like he kicks more than one guard? Or is it supposed to be like, he really got that guy in the Sankara stones, man?
Let's see that again.
Exactly. Close up.
Well, we get this.
It doesn't feel like that. It feels like it's like, and the mayhem continues, and he's still kicking and punching, and he's punching other guys. And
But it's hard to tell because then we get this beautiful kind of long shot of the stage, and everybody's obscured by smoke. So it's hard to tell if there are 4 guys on the ground or 2.
And speaking of that long shot, like you see, like Molar Ram is sort of heading for the back, and then you see like a guy in a sort of like a purplish robe.
That's
Is that
Chatterwell doing
who's like actually
he's doing the
leaving?
Darth Vader
Like,
spin where he spins around and walks off.
He is, yeah. That's
Look,
crazy.
we're never going to know if that's Chatterlall or not.
No, it is because that's if you look at the
That's
shot
the
right
old-
bee that's where he's standing.
No, I mean,
No.
it is, but I mean, we're always
It's like
going to
a
be
guy, yeah.
surprised. Yeah, we're always just going to be like, eh. And you're right, Pete, he does. He totally does the Darth Vader spin.
It's just like that disgusted,
Walks
off.
Yeah.
But so,
That's
what's going on
amazing.
with the crowd? Are they cheering or are they jeering? Are they like? Do they just like?
Oh, no,
they just
no,
like the
no.
rumpus, or do they? Are they cheering for the?
Yeah, no, they're cheering because with all the gut punches and short round
Yeah.
kicks, there's got to be a myocardial contusion in there. Somewhere.
I love that.
That's
Or
what they
they're
go
all pumped
bananas
up from
for.
that like it was their chanting that gave Indy that extra burst of strength after he got burned, like in the wrestling ring. Like they're cheering for him, gave him the strength to snap out of the Kali zone.
Like somebody's about to hand him a chair.
Exactly. Yeah, and he's up on the ropes.
Yeah,
lands on the guy. Yeah.
By the time it cuts to Willie on second 15, it's like, I'm still here, and as a viewer, you're like, she's still there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm in the scene.
That's what I was when you Tom said that was Willie screaming at first. I was like, wait, where's Willie? Like you forget all about her.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, is that just because we're doing this minute by minute and it's taking us a week to get to the scene, or is it because if you're watching the movie, maybe it seems less weird. Although speaking of Willie, can we just all admit that she's dead by now? She's way too close to that roiling lava.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's going to, she could be 3 times as far away from that and she'd still probably be bursting into flames by now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
She'd have some griddle pan marks on her, wouldn't she, by this point? She's flame grilled.
Yeah. Gently seared to perfection.
Maybe that's why the cage flips over as well, so they can do the other side.
Oh my God. Yeah. You don't want to just chart on one side, yeah. Oh man.
Is the sound of the wooden wheel starting up again? Is that's the Millennium Falcon hyperdrive, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That might be the most used sound in these entire movies.
Yeah. Did you say what isn't?
Oh, but speaking of the wheel, okay, so like we see a guy grab that lever and shove it like down, like move it over, and the cage starts again, and then he gets knocked off again, and you see the lever kind of pop up. So is that what's going on with the cage? Is that what happened before? We were wondering about that guy yesterday who gets burned and the cage immediately stops. Is that like a dead man switch sort of thing? Like somebody has to be thinking that to lower the thing?
Yeah, you're right. That's the distance he was when he fell.
Yeah.
Nice spot.
Yeah.
So he didn't become good after Shorty singed him.
Or he could have, but he went to do something. He went to go find his wife and child and reconnect with them. And,
so you think this is a different this is a different mind, or he didn't he woke up from it and he's like, oh, I'm kind of thirsty, and he reaches over and grabs some more collie blood.
Right, and he's right back in it. I think that is a different guy. I actually wasn't even thinking of that, but I assume that is a different guy.
Because there were how many mimes were there?
There were at least 3 because
see,
those 3 guys come out with the stones in the first service.
And I think we'll see 3
o'clock.
mimes coming up in this minute, so it'll be interesting to count what happens.
It's hard to keep track of
Indy definitely
mimes.
punches a different guy there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know what's weird? It's second 22. What does that Thuggee guard hit Indy with? It's like a ball with a long, slender stick, but it makes a whipping noise when swung.
It looks like an incense.
Yeah, I think
thing
it is.
It does.
You see a guy holding one earlier off to the side. It is an incense thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got hit with one of those in Catholics.
Once by accident, once on purpose.
Yeah, that'll leave a mark. No, I mean, are you saying that that's not a weapon? Like he just grabbed the
he was standing there
thing?
holding it, and you could see the smoke coming out of it when he's standing there holding it a little while ago. So it is just an incense burner, and he uses it as a weapon.
Oh my God!
Lavender used as a weapon for the first time.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And Harrison's definitely been watching that WWF. That move he does as he gets hit by it. It's very pro wrestling.
So when this guy goes flying into the lava, do you think he has a moment of clarity where he wakes up right before he dies, where he's like, "Oh, I've ruined my life.
It's all clear now."
This is I like to refer to this bit as the opening ceremony of the Thuggee Olympics, because we get the judo move straight in, then we get the pole vaulter comes in.
Right. Well, that first guy who goes over, the first guy who Indy chucks over over his back. There's it's like a fake Wilhelm, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not
the
actual Wilhelm,
but it's like a.
But it is close.
Right.
Thank you.
Well, you know what I'm wondering as you know, when Indy throws those 2 guards into the lava, does Willie get splashback burns?
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
she's
weird.
really close.
She's really
Yeah.
Or is it-
close, really close. And those guys are falling like 80, 100 feet. I mean, they're going to hit the lava, and I mean, she's going to get the splashback.
But this is what I mean. I don't get like how those two lava sections are connected. Like there's the pit that's directly under the, under the cage, under the trapdoor and everything. And then there's the pit that's like open between the altar and the congregation. But like, does the edge of the stage go all the way down into the lava or
It's
something?
like I think it's like one of those indoor-outdoor pools where they're like.
That's exactly what I was just going to say.
It's
Yeah.
open. So
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
swim underneath.
You know what I think? As you can swim under. I think it's probably like the local 57 union. And they're like, nope, the code says
This lava
you
pit is not
can't
the
just
code.
have an open lava pit. You need to have an aperture.
Yeah.
And it's
Egress.
gonna exactly, and it's gonna have to have a skull on it.
Yeah. Lava is a fire hazard.
Well, I have a philosophical question.
Surprise.
Yeah, and this one's for Kali.
Okay.
If you get thrown into the lava like those guards do, without a proper face caress,
Oh.
yeah, can that still go in the sacrifice win column?
Oh.
I can't speak for Kali, but I would imagine the answer would be no. Because for one, like maybe if Molar Ram threw somebody in like that, like in a fight, maybe that would count. But I think since Indy, like a non-believer, a non-congregant is doing it, that it doesn't count.
Really? That's too like. I mean, that would be like extra bonus snacks for Kali.
Totally. I mean, I'm sure she appreciates it. But
do you need the ceremony to make it worth something?
that seems to be the thing about ceremonies. It seems to be like you kind of do need to go through all those steps and everything.
Otherwise, who would need anything? Any
Otherwise, I could be
church
making
or-
lunch right now.
Yeah. You wouldn't need. Yeah, I guess. We're all tied to ceremonies. That's the real
That's
Temple
right.
of Doom.
You're talking to a man whose country is founded on ceremony and nothing but, pretty much.
Right, there you go.
There you go.
Can we talk about the weirdest part of the entire movie?
Oh my god, I love that this is like every other minute is.
Yeah.
I know. And this is another thing that I absolutely do not remember seeing for like the last 30 years of watching this movie.
Oh, really?
Except for now. That trapdoor in Molar Ram or somebody like him falls down through this thing right under the skull thing and just disappears with a loud, evil cackle. It's just so
this
weird.
is where I was
Everything
going
about
to
it is
say,
weird.
there's a dodgy audio thing going on there as well. That Indy shouts "Molar Ram," and it's taken from the "Prepared to Meet Kali in Hell" bit. From
Oh
later
my
on
God.
when they're coming off the bridge.
Oh,
That's amazing.
And
wow.
when
Is-
you
and is
hear
that
his when you hear his strange sort of cartoon character laugh, evil cackle, it cuts on the cut to the next shot. There's no
Oh, yeah.
the laugh
Yeah.
doesn't continue. It just cuts really hard. It's a really sort of cheap edit. Like as an editor myself, a live editor, I would try and mask that at least so there's some sort of continuity between the two shots. But it feels like they just cut a chunk out there and stuck them
They
together.
did. I found it.
Oh.
I know why.
Indy hurt his back.
Right, yeah, exactly. What about Harrison Ford?
When he hurt his back.
No, so what they originally filmed, Molar Ram doesn't go out like this. He fights Indy for the Sankara stones. In the script, he goes over when this fighting's going on, and Molar Ram starts taking the Sankara stones off of the statue, and Indy comes over and punches him, and Molar Ram falls, and then Indy picks up the Sankara stones. So I think they added this.
Weird.
I don't know why they changed it, but they added this trap door, and then they realized. I guess they didn't have the audio.
Oh, that's crazy.
The whole-
so like,
Yeah.
so there was like a whole. Oh, that's weird. I don't get that still.
Yeah,
That's
so
weird.
it would have
there's
happened
like
a
fight
little
scene.
later, but Indy ends up fighting Molar Ram a little bit for the Sankara stones.
When Molar Ram takes off his hat, then that's kind of like, come on then, son, you want to fight, do you? He's rolling up his sleeves.
Yeah.
Because he takes his, because it's such a weird thing, because he takes his hat off and then it's back on and then it's back off. Like there's some weird.
I was gonna say, I
continuity
just
stuff.
saw that now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, when Indy's rushing at him, he's like facing the stones in the skull, and he's got his headdress
And I
on.
think it's just they had to kludge together all these different shots.
Oh, that's super weird.
Look. I'm with you, Tommy. That's one of the weirdest First of all, 85 is officially the most Scooby-Doo minute of the movie. I mean, the fact that Molar Ram actually goes into a trap door that happens to be there at the altar, and then he gives a complete Pete Mummert laugh, like a complete maniacal, and that's my note, is like, Pete Mummert's favorite trapdoor maniacal laugh combo here.
And that smile is just infectious that he has. Like, it just fills me with joy. I love it.
It's very Jokerish. It's like, I'll get you next time, Batman, and he's like cackles on his way out.
And it's kind of it's a little jarring. Do you know, for years I had no idea what happened there.
It's weird.
Yeah, because you see Molar Ram is standing. Yeah. And then if you watch that trapdoor, he's like immediately completely horizontal. And then
what must have happened? The pan and scan was probably just showing the empty bit of frame next to Molar Ram on the close-up.
Or maybe
and then on the cut, all you can see is Indy and the steam coming up.
This reminds me, Jerry, you'll know what I'm talking about. This reminds me of the very last shot. I said, for some reason I referenced this movie a couple days ago, but Nightmare on Elm Street, the last shot where the mom gets yanked through the front door, that's exactly what this looks like.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
Like physics go out the window and he just gets sucked down this thing somehow. And it's the sort of thing you would rewind 1,000 times, be like, what am I looking at? What just happened? No matter how many times I do this, I'm never going to make sense of it.
And also, so did Molar Ram does he know that he kind of has lost this battle? He hasn't lost the war, but he's lost this battle. And so he's like, I'm going to go over to where the trap door is and kind of see how this plays out. And if Indy gets stabbed or thrown in the lava, then it's fine. I'll just continue on with with Vespers or the ceremony, or if things start to take a turn for the worse, I'm going to go down the trap door.
Right.
I guess.
And does he take? Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't want to. It's kind of a Jokerish last second Scooby-Doo.
Well, Brett Stillo keeps comparing him to Clang from the Beatles movie Help. And he does have that sort of same slapstick kind of like evil villain. Like, it's like a joke version of an evil villain.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
and
not always.
It's right here it is.
Does he
it's just bizarre.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Does he take off his hat so that he can fit down the trapdoor?
Yeah.
Or does he take off his hat just because it's like, well, the ceremony's over? I mean, two guards have been sacrificed.
Dent the head. You don't want to dent the head.
Right.
He gets the trapdoor open, he gets through, and then the shrunken head's hair gets stuck. He's like, damn it!
Yeah, that's why he's so pissed off that they haven't built the trapdoor to his specification. He's like, I told you the dimensions of my hat.
What if I want to bring my hat with me?
It does fit, though. I will concede it does fit. That a guy who thinks, if he thinks he can, all he needs to get is the 5 stones, and then the Hebrew god will fall, and then the Christian god will be cast down. It's like, and then world domination. It's like, I don't know, next Thursday. It does. That guy would have a trapdoor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is super weird now that you mention it. Now that we know about that missing fight scene, it's super weird that he would go through the trapdoor with like no attempt to take the stones with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really weird. And they're there.
Yeah.
And I wondered if the laugh is him, or if it's like when you have those electric banks where you put a coin in and like the skull mouth would open and you do a laugh. I think it's just a door opening laugh.
It's a door opening laugh. That's amazing.
Funhouse.
Every time you go down the door, it's accompanied with the laugh. That makes perfect sense.
It is Funhouse too. It's exactly Funhouse. Funhouse.
I have to find that and post that.
We get at the end of this minute, we get Shorty. If you look in the background, you can see Shorty torching a bunch of guys.
Really?
He's waking a whole bunch of guys up. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know what I noticed that we didn't even talk about? We see a complete Jaws hands again.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, we see Short Round, imitating Indy's shadow fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Short Round's fighting,
Yeah.
and he's imitating Indy punching this, and I'm going to kick him like that, I'm going to kick him like that.
Where are you going to kick him?
And it's amazing. I mean, truly incredible. Is Shorty really doesn't care at all if Willie dies.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, think about it. Willie's sitting there. He's not trying to save her. He's literally just, shadow boxing with, Indy.
I'm in the middle of something, lady.
Yeah.
I'm watching Dr.
crazy.
Jones. That's funny.
It's really kind of weird.
It is a nice shot, though, when he does that shadow boxing, and all of a sudden you see the actual shadow of Molar Ram kind of show up, over the top of him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And if we want to be nerdy nitpickers, it does look like the shadow starts to take his hat off before. Then you cut to Molar Ram, and then he's taking the hat off. Like, it doesn't quite match. What are you gonna do? We're here to pick out stuff like that. Sorry, everybody.
Maybe Shorty just thought Willie was dead because she's closer to the flames than Larry ever was.
Yeah, I think she's dead.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Larry
too.
burst into flames halfway down, and she's face to face with the surface of the lava.
Yeah.
To be fair, she's been getting in the way the whole time, hasn't she? She's creating a wedge between him and his best friend.
Yeah,
he loves him.
I mean, Shorty would be totally justified in being like, well, I didn't think that she would have been alive by now. I just I wanted to shadow box with the bad guys. And,
Well, I mean, the problem with Willie is the flame retardant. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. This just in.
Oh.
Something's coming through from Professor Christy Porter. Boop, ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. Here's an exact quote from Velma. Well, it won't work. That voodoo stuff is just a bunch of phony baloney. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That actually is an exact quote from Velma. Scooby-Doo.
Velma's hot.
Minute 85.
Well, now that we've gone full Scooby-Doo, Jamie, thank you for joining us for these past few minutes. This has been awesome.
Oh, thanks. It's been really good fun. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. And hopefully you'll come back and join us again for Last Crusade.
Yeah, I'm going to say something now that I may regret, but I think I might have decided to do a Temple of Doom filmumentary on the basis of having talked to you for the last 2 hours.
Nice.
Oh, I'm excited.
We're holding you to that.
I'm
it's
super
official.
excited.
But
It's on the
there's
record.
a but.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I need your help.
Oh.
Oh, no, hell no. Hell no.
Forget it.
Don't worry about it. That Raiders thing you did was great.
Yeah, quit while you're ahead.
Yeah, fine, cool.
Just like that. There's the Molar Ram trapdoor. We just took our hats off and went on down.
Tackling
I was
all the
already
way.
laying down, yeah.
No, I would love it if you did that.
Yeah, we're at your
yeah.
If you did the
service.
Temple of Doom. You
Yeah,
should.
we are
Absolutely.
completely at your service.
Cool, let's do it.
Awesome. But in the meantime, where can people find your existing filmumentaries?
Check out Facebook and type in filmumentaries. I've got a page there that I try to keep up to date with findings of my favourite movies. Indy and Star Wars and Jaws. And I've produced a bunch of shorts as well since I last spoke to you guys, so it's worth checking those out.
Definitely. Anybody who's nerd enough to be listening to this show would adore all of your stuff because it's
Absolutely.
it's just a fan deep dive and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
And Pete, where can people take a nice, cool, refreshing deep dive into our world?
Well, you can come to our website, IndianaJonesMinute.com, and if you click on the guest tab, you can see Jamie and you can see where else you can find him. And check out our new Patreon, where we will be deep diving ourselves into some of these other things that Jamie talks about, like Jaws.
Yeah, do it. Spread the love. You don't have to set fire to us to show us that you love us. You can also visit Patreon. And in the meantime, please, you're always welcome to come back here next time for minute 86 of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom here on the Indiana Jones Minute.
Pete. I was gonna offer you $2.
He's mine. Next time, Batman.